Hello, my friend, and welcome to Something for Everybody. My name is Aaron Machbitz, and today is a solo episode of the podcast where we are discussing confidence. So let's jump right in. Confidence, it can be one of the most misunderstood and elusive aspects of human performance, often clouded by myths that make it seem like it's reserved for just a select few. These myths not only limit how we think about confidence, but also how it can lead us down the wrong path. And so some of the most common misconceptions about confidence include confidence is either something you have or you don't have. Confidence comes from success. You can fake confidence until you make it. External validation fuels confidence. Confidence comes more easily to extroverts. So these are some of the most common misconceptions about confidence. But real confidence runs deeper. It's about the quiet knowing that you have what it takes to adapt and adjust, even or especially when things don't go as planned. So confidence, the word comes from the Latin words con plus fidere, and that means with intense trust. To have intense trust in what? In yourself. That is true confidence, having total trust in yourself, knowing you can handle whatever life throws at you. Helping you create that kind of indestructible trust in yourself is what really we're going to discuss in this episode. And there's some really, really good news. Confidence is a trainable skill, not a fixed trait, not a genetic inheritance or something that you can simply fake until it becomes real. It's something we all have the ability to cultivate and grow. That's amazing news. And when you commit to training this mental skill, the benefits are profound, which might include improved decision-making, emotional regulation, and resilience, just to name a few. So in this episode, I will outline 6 evidence-based steps to start building confidence from the inside out. And these insights on confidence come from all of the work that I've learned and all of the insights that I've learned from Dr. Michael Gervais, who is a high-performance sports psychologist who I deeply admire and trust. And so here we go. Here are the 6 steps to build real anti-fragile confidence. Number 1, train your self-talk. The foundation of confidence is what you say to yourself. Hear that. The foundation of our confidence is what you say to yourself. It's easy to think that self-confidence comes from accomplishments or external praise, but it's our inner dialogue, what we say to ourselves, that truly shapes how we show up. The most important voice you have is your own. When you recognize negative self-talk like I'm not good enough or I'll never get this right, you can shift it to something positive and most importantly to something credible. This isn't about these sort of empty affirmations, but rather building an authentic dialogue that reflects your lived experience and core values. Ask yourself, am I in a negative mind or a positive mind? Because being in a positive mind is the only pathway towards the flow state. And the flow state we know is the most optimal state that you can be in when it comes to performance. And so negative thoughts really constrict and limit our potential, while positive thoughts create space for you to thrive. And so we want to be able to shift from that negative mind to the positive mind into that flow state so we can perform optimally more consistently. And so you have to train yourself to catch those limiting thoughts and be able to reframe them. And then over time, this practice will become second nature. And well, it will only become second nature if you're really consistent with it. But that's the good news we talked about at the front, that this is a trainable skill. You can train your self-talk. You can train yourself how to catch those negative thoughts when you're in that negative mind, to reframe it to something credible and positive, to get you in that positive state of mind, to move you eventually into that flow state. And so when you're mentally aware and attuned to your inner dialogue, you're able to choose your thoughts, which turn into thought patterns, which turn into habits. So really, to summarize this self-talk, don't listen to yourself, talk to yourself, because the foundation of confidence is what you say to yourself. So you have to train your self-talk. That's step number one. Step number two is embrace discomfort and challenges. One of the most powerful ways to build confidence is by stepping into discomfort. Obstacles make me stronger. OHMs, that's a huge mantra of mine and the athletes I work with. And so if you embrace that idea of obstacles make me stronger, then we're going to embrace discomfort and challenges, knowing that can enhance and build our confidence, because confidence is earned through experience. It grows when you push yourself to the edges of your comfort zone, whether it's trying something new, taking on a difficult task, having a hard conversation, or putting yourself in an unfamiliar environment. The more you face challenges, the more you build a reservoir of inner strength to draw from when the stakes are very high. It's about facing adversity head on, knowing you have the right to be there. As you successfully overcome challenges and push beyond your comfort zone, you build resilience and self-belief. Stepping outside your comfort zone and facing challenges serve as a testament to that. Each time you face adversity head on, attacking it, and then you bounce back and bounce forward, you build your confidence. You also build resilience and a track record of wins. Think about how this falls in line perfectly with the true definition of confidence, with intense trust. This, overcoming challenges, building up this reservoir of evidence, of credible evidence that you can overcome challenges, continually reinforces that trust within yourself, ultimately, building that confidence within yourself. That's number two, is embrace discomfort and challenges. Step number three, create your epic thought list. Write down 3 things you say to yourself when it's good to be you. These are what Dr. Michael Gervais calls epic thoughts. Then, next to each one, write down 3 past successes or moments that back up those statements. For instance, if your epic thought is, adversity is where I thrive, mine would be, obstacles make me stronger. Very similar in sort of those epic thought statements. So then let's go back and back it up with 3 specific times in your life when you overcame challenges. They have to be real. You have to have done something difficult and challenging to be able to say, I have what it takes. So your epic thought list is backed by credible evidence that you are who you say you are. Again, reinforcing this statement of having intense trust within oneself. This is how you build credible, positive self-talk. So now when you step into an environment that's unfamiliar, challenging, and hard, you have the credibility to say to yourself, I can do this. Obstacles make me stronger. Adversity is where I thrive. Each time you remind yourself of your strengths, you reinforce the pathways that fuel genuine confidence. So I love this insight from Dr. Michael Gervais, his epic thought list, right? Write down those epic thoughts and write down the credible evidence you have that back up those statements. That reinforces your intense trust within yourself, reinforces the right for you to have this credible self-talk and this positive state of mind that moves us toward building this genuine, anti-fragile, indestructible confidence. So that's number 4, create your epic thought list. That's number 3, sorry. Now, number 4, we move into challenging your negative thoughts. Challenge your negative thoughts is step number 4. We all wrestle with negative thoughts, all of us. And no matter how good you get at your self-talk, you're never going to totally eliminate negative self-talk. It's impossible. But what we're trying to do, like I said in step number 1, is catch it before it spirals into 100,000 negative self-talks and we've secreted or we've spiraled ourselves out of control. We want to catch it. We have to be aware of it. We want to catch it early on. How can we reframe it with a question? Am I in a negative state of mind or a positive state of mind? And then you reframe it with the credible evidence that we talked about in the epic thought list. But 4 is about challenging your negative thoughts, because we all wrestle with negative thoughts. Like I said, am I good enough? What if I fail? I don't belong here. These things happen to every person on every stage, no matter what kind of performer you are. But here's the key. Every negative thought can be reframed. The next time self-doubt creeps in, don't push it away. Don't just avoid it and ignore it. Instead, challenge it. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought 100% true? You're challenging that thought with a question. Often, you'll realize it isn't. And that's where the real work begins. Replacing that limited thought with something more constructive, more credible, more real, more something that's going to allow you to move past your discomfort through challenging those thoughts. And over time, you'll train your brain, that's a mental skill, to recognize and release these unhelpful narratives. So it's not about eliminating negative thoughts completely from our brain. That's not possible. But it's about challenging those negative thoughts with a question of, is this thought 100% true? And then again, reframing it so we can move into that positive state of mind, which can potentially move us into flow state. And we're just training our brain to be consistent on these habits, this mental skills that really allow us to unlock our true potential and unlock this genuine anti-fragile confidence. So step number 4 is challenge your negative thoughts. Step number 5, set and achieve small incremental goals. Confidence is built incrementally over time. Just like any other skill or any other habit that you've produced, it's about small steps over time. You don't all of a sudden become the most confident person in the room and then it never goes away ever. No, that's not how you learn to do anything hard in your life. That's not how you learn to walk or to read or to do anything great that you've accomplished. You did it small steps over time. Then through all of that persistent, consistent effort, you have now this skill that you've acquired through competence. Confidence is the exact same way. Over time, we start to build this confidence resume. Think about that epic thought list, the credible evidence. We're just building this reservoir of evidence that we are who we say we are, and that we can have intense trust in ourselves. So you start small. Start very small by setting attainable daily or weekly goals that are completely in your control, These could be as simple as, reading 10 pages of a book, moving your body for 20 minutes, or meditating for 5 minutes a day, whatever it is. Every time you follow through on your commitments, you build your trust in yourself. Every time. Keeping those little promises to yourself is a crucial way of building this intense trust in yourself, which means building confidence. As this self-trust compounds, it gets easier to take on bigger challenges down the road. So you're slowly, small step at a time, building this credible evidence that you are who you say you are. So when the obstacles and the challenges and the adversity come, you're like, yes, I can take on these challenges because I've built up this intense trust in myself through all the credible evidence I have that I am this great person, that I am this person who thrives in adversity, that I am this person who allows obstacles to make me stronger, and I get better through the discomfort. That's how I'm building my indestructible, anti-fragile confidence. And last one, step number 6. So that was step number 5, which is set and achieve small incremental goals. Okay, and then step number 6, which is the last one to totally wrap us up, is show up authentically. Confidence isn't just a mindset. It's about showing up authentically inside and out. Authenticity is acting in accordance with one's true self And being authentic means behaving in congruence with one's values, beliefs, motives, and personality dispositions. That means truly understanding who you are, what your first principles are, and what you truly want is an important part of showing up authentically, which is an important part of building real, genuine confidence. So just to recap these 6 steps to build real confidence. Number 1, train your self-talk. 2, embrace discomfort and challenges. Step number 3, create your epic thought list. 4, challenge your negative thoughts. 5, set and achieve small incremental goals. And number 6, show up authentically. So to recap, confidence is a trainable, learnable mental skill that we can all cultivate and grow over time. You just have to put in the work, just like anything else, because confidence means intense trust. The most intense trust is never conjured, it's earned. And thank you very much for tuning into this episode. If you found it at all insightful or valuable, please share with a friend. That's the best marketing tool we have on this podcast. But I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers. Thank you very much for tuning into that episode. And if you enjoyed it, click right here for another full-length episode of the podcast. And please don't forget to subscribe. But most importantly, above all else, please take good care of yourselves and others. And I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Cheers.